I'm at my parents' house and I have a small sewing project today for Halloween. So I have this ribbon here. I have purple and yellow, and I also have a white ribbon in the other room. And I'm gonna sew them together to make a suffragette sash. And I'm gonna be a suffragette for Halloween. Halloween this year is a bit different because you obviously can't go to parties or anything. But I still have to work and we're allowed to dress up for work, so that's what I'm gonna wear for Halloween. To begin sewing the sash, I sewed the yellow and the purple ribbons together, right sides together, and I sewed right on the other side of the wire. This is wired ribbon, which was very helpful in making the sash. It meant that I didn't have to finish any of the edges because all the edges in the ribbon were already finished. And it also means that when I wear the ribbon, I didn't have to put a dart so it sits flat on my shoulder. The wire just kind of helps it do that naturally. And once I sewed them together, I ironed it open flat, and then I put this iron sticky sort of glue stuff on the white ribbon, on the wrong side of the ribbon, and I ironed it on there. And then once you iron it on there, you peel the other side of the paper off, and then I ironed it to stick onto the purple and yellow ribbon so that it would kind of stick in place. And then I eventually sewed over that as well. Okay, I've ironed the white on, and now I'm gonna sew it down. So I just sewed straight down the white ribbon on either side, again on the other edge of the wire. And I also used the zipper foot to help avoid the wire in each of the ribbons better. And then I cut the ends of the ribbon diagonally and then folded it over twice to finish the ends of the sash. Okay, I've sewed the sash together. Now I gotta figure out where to put the words on it. So I made this little, I just stenciled the votes for women onto the paper, and then I'm gonna pin it on. So now I pinned where I want the words. So I put place marker pins where I pinned this paper, and now I'm using an X-Acto knife. Now I'm using an X-Acto knife to cut out the letters, and then I got this fabric paint from the store, and I'm going to paint on the letters. This is just me cutting out the letters in various positions. I ended up laying all the way down doing this. Now I have taped the stencil onto the fabric, and now I'm gonna paint it with the paint. I painted the outlines of the letter first. I just kind of went around the edges of the stencil, being careful not to go under it. I tried to keep it as neat as possible. And so here's what that looked like with just going around the edges. And then after I did that, I filled in the areas that didn't have paint. And also my family and I were watching Welcome to Plathville during this whole process. And there is what it looked like with all of those spaces filled in with the fabric paint. I'm back at my own house now, and I have the words painted onto the sash. So with this stencil, there are some spaces in between all of the letterings, and I decided that if I fill in those spaces, the words will be easier for people to read. So I'm going to fill in those spaces with paint now, and then that should be the last step, and I will be finished after that.
Hot, scene, dark, silvery moon is shining through the trees. Cast to me, you, sound of kisses floating on the breeze. Act 1 begun, dialogue, where would you like to spoon? My cue with you, underneath the silvery moon. By the light of the silvery moon, I want to spoon. To my honey I'll prove love to honeymoon. Keep it shining into your silvery beams will bring us dreams. We'll be cuddling by the silvery moon, by the silvery moon. Act 2, scene new, roses blooming all around the place. Cast 3, you, me, preacher with a solemn looking face. While